Serge Lutens' Ambre Sultan perfumer Christopher Sheldrake released in 2000. This is one of Serge Lutens' better known fragrances. I first smelled this probably, about 2.5 years ago, and I was just at a store where they sold Serge Lutens fragrances and I had not tried any up until that point, and I decided to spray Ambre Sultan on one arm, and on the other arm I sprayed some Serge. On my way home, travelling home from that store, I kept bringing my arms up to my nose, and at the time I found something like Serge was a lot more palatable and beautiful. It still is a beautiful fragrance to my nose. Ambre Sultan, there was something in it that I wasn't used to smelling up until that point, and now that I've had it for a while and I've smelled a lot of other amber fragrances, it's made me appreciate this a lot more, because strangely enough, when I first smelled this, I thought it was a little bit challenging. Now, the reason for that is that it's an amber based on vanilla, benzoin, labdanum, in that combination, other resins. This one here has a real dried herbal quality. When you first spray this, I get a lot of dried oregano, coriander. They're the main things. They're the main things I get, and it really gives you that impression of dried spice, but dried spices from herbal plants. So I think when you're smelling this close up, you definitely get a different impression. And now that I've smelled this, and given that this was created 5 years beforehand, when you smell Andy Tauer's L'air du Desert Marocain, you can see how those spices and that dryness of that particular fragrance with the amber base might have been inspired by something like Ambre Sultan. And then a little bit later on, Amber Absolute from Tom Ford came out. There was bits more smoke and incense, but it's easy to forget that this was one of the great original great amber fragrances. So, talking about the fragrance itself, really, when you're drilling down and you're smelling closely on the skin, it's not that complex. This is what I like about this fragrance. The opening is dried herbal, and it does dominate a little bit in the beginning, okay? And only after 10-15 minutes does more of the amber accord come through, specifically vanilla, a little bit of benzoin come through. There are other notes listed, but they're all nondescript and could be like spices, resins, but essentially the two main things that this is made of is dried herbs and an amber accord, okay? The thing is with this, when you're smelling it close up, like I have been doing all afternoon, you really pick up that dryness. So when you're wearing this as a fragrance, and you just let it be around you, let the cloud billow around you, it has this fantastic effect of being this multi-dimensional, prismatic fragrance. It doesn't sit heavily on the skin. It develops, even though they're really, for me, when you're smelling close up, there are really only two distinct stages, but as you wear this on your skin in normal circumstances, it feels like this shifts and changes a little bit, which is a little bit part of the magic of this fragrance. Not the least that I think it is one of the best Oriental ambers I've ever smelled. Also very good performance, but not a huge projector, which is really nice. You don't. This is not the monster that the original Tom Ford Amber Absolute is, but for what it is, it's just perfect the way it performs on my skin. I get, you know, at least 6 to 7 hours where I can smell it quite easily off my skin, and I never get bored of it. It's not. I don't find it linear like something like Amber Absolute, which to me is just like this linear monster and it might just not suit my skin. But Ambre Sultan is that perfect cape of amber that you can swing off your shoulder if it gets a bit warm, or cover yourself if you need a bit of warmth from the cold. There are plenty of reviews on this on YouTube, and really this is my take. It is a wonderful Oriental amber. It's differentiated to a lot of the others by the use of the herbs and the dry spices, and that's what sets it apart, I think. And to me, it's the original. So that's Ambre Sultan from Serge Lutens. Thanks for watching.